Today is my first video in my superhero series. With Avengers Infinity War coming up here, the release date's later this month, I thought it'd be a great time to take a look at how the actors ate and trained for their various roles. Now there is some similarities between how some of the actors trained, but there's some definite differences too. And I want to look at them not just to see what they did, but to see how we can apply their diet and training programs to our own training, with a focus on training at home with limited equipment. Now I'll do my very best to try to find the latest information on each and every one of the actors and how they ate and trained. But you can help me out if you could put in the comments any information you may know or any links to any of their diet or training that is out there. I would greatly appreciate it. So we are going to start with Robert Downey Jr. Yes indeed, Iron Man himself. Now Robert Downey was always a fairly lean guy. I wouldn't say a fit guy though, as he had a pretty wild lifestyle, and because of his addiction issues, even spent some time in prison. But it was the fitness skill set that Robert Downey put together when he decided to turn his life around that helped to prepare him, granted unbeknownst to him, for the role of a superhero. So in 2001, 2002, a full 6 years before the first Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. was in the process of turning his life around, and he decided to take up the martial art of Wing Chun. Now, while I don't know a lot about martial arts, Wing Chun is the martial art that Bruce Lee did before he started his own martial art of Jeet Kune Do. And while this helped Robert Downey get fit and become a better fighter, in his own words, he described it as a very spiritual experience. Robert Downey and I are almost the same age. He turned 53 on the 4th of this month, and I turned 53 later this year. But age isn't the only thing we have in common. We're close to the same height as well. Sources have Robert Downey between 5'8" and 5'9" in height. Now before he played Iron Man for the first time, he weighed 150 pounds, fit and lean from the Wing Chun, but too small to play a character like Tony Stark. Now they weren't looking for a big buff bodybuilder type to play this character, but they wanted someone who had an imposing enough physique that he could hang with military types or go up against terrorists. Now I don't have a lot of really good information on his diet during this time, and the sources are a little bit conflicting, but essentially they have him on a strict and clean diet where he ate every 3 hours with a macro split of 30% protein, 30% fats, and 40% carbs, with the goal of bulking him up to 170 plus pounds. This is a pretty good macro split for a lean guy trying to bulk up, providing extra protein for recovery and to build some new muscle, and the higher fats would definitely aid in getting all those calories in, as it's reported he was eating 5,000 calories a day as he was transforming into Iron Man. Now I don't think there's any great significance to him eating every 3 hours, other than it would be very helpful to get all those calories in spread out over a lot of small meals than trying to eat all that food in just a couple of meals. Now Robert Downey Jr.'s training has changed a lot from the first Iron Man until now, and he hasn't always maintained that size, getting lean and shredded for Sherlock Holmes. But in the next video, we are going to talk about how his training has changed from a traditional weight training program to a more fun and functional training, and how we can use this in our own workouts to keep them interesting and give us some variety. So this is Lawrence from Fit and 50, signing out. Keep working out, keep having fun, training like a superhero, and we will talk to you again in that next video.